Hey, Garage Logic fans, I do a podcast on the Garage Logic Network that comes out every Wednesday and Friday now, twice a week. But here's an important caveat. There is zero logic available in my show, in the formal definition of logic. Of course, life is a yin and yang kind of thing. There's the logic side, and then there's the what the hell side, which needs to get its exercise. So come for the what the hell and stay for the you've got to be kidding me. Mishki, now Wednesdays and Fridays, twice a week.
Hi, it's Sarah Gibson-Tuttle, the founder of Olive and June. Can I tell you the one thing that always makes my day better? A fresh manicure. But here's the thing. Who has the time or budget to go to the nail salon every week? That's why we created the Olive and June Gel Mani System. It gives you that same glossy, long-lasting mani you get at a salon for so much less. It comes with everything you need, a pro-level LED lamp, salon-grade tools, our damage-free gel polish that lasts up to 21 days. Just prep, paint, cure, and you're good to go. And the best part, it's so easy and super affordable. So skip that $80 salon appointment. Get that salon quality look at home on your schedule. Head to oliveandjune.com/ManiMagic20 and use code ManiMagic20 for 20% off your first gel system. That's oliveandjune.com/ManiMagic20, code ManiMagic20 for 20% off your first gel mani system.
All right, Joe, I'm rolling.
Yeah. Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1641, October 16th, 2025. The high on this day was 86, the record high. That was in 1938. It was 23 degrees in 1952. Do yourself a favor and call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
Hail you! And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Hail the Flashlight King.
Hail you!
We got a gift pack from Krista out in Maryland. A gift pack of Buc-ee's products. You know, we've been raving about that Buc-ee's gas station.
Yeah.
And she said she and her husband spent a few days in Tennessee, and they had an opportunity to stop at Buc-ee's. And, of course, they were able to use their well-maintained restrooms. And so she thought of us, and she sent us a big box of nifty Buc-ee's products, including beaver nuggets.
Never had a beaver
That's popcorn. That's caramel-coated popcorn without the hulls.
Ooh.
Isn't that
Caramel?
something? And she apologizes to John and Kenny because she knows they're not here, and she's fully aware that they will never get to taste any of these products.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
for sure.
Krista. It's right out here. You can take some home.
I did grab one of the small packs of. I got to move this.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. It was a. I don't remember.
I'm looking up.
Compelling and rich.
I saw something by Warren Buffett. I don't know when, but I decided to finally find out what it was I saw. Warren Buffett has he's done, I don't know if you know this or not, he's done pretty well for himself.
Got a nice portfolio, Joe.
Must have a sharp ticker up there, huh, brain? Yeah. He
still lives very conventionally, by the way.
Well, he's a
Same
smart
house,
guy.
Same car.
I envy ball players who make $25 million a year but drive a beat-up car. You know, I just, they're smart, you know. Okay, Warren Buffett, he can fix Congress. And why we don't do this is really a great question for America. He would fix Congress this way. Anytime there's a deficit of more than 3% of GDP, all sitting members of Congress are ineligible for re-election. Period. That's it. It's brilliant. Where is the common sense in this country?
No doubt.
You look at this bleep show going on now with the shutdown, and they won't seat someone because she might testify against, or she.
Right.
I can't take it. The idiocy that we're subjected to as American citizens continues to make us smaller, just smaller. And Buffett thinks he could end the deficit by passing a law that says anytime there's a deficit of more than 3% of GDP, all sitting members of Congress are ineligible for re-election. This came up from him in the year 2011. And God bless you, Warren. That all we need is. Also, I would make it. I don't look this up as well.
Now you're on a roll. Now what do you got? You got ideas.
Do these clowns ever pass a budget and stick to it? Do you know the Constitution does not require a budget?
I did not know
from
that.
Congress.
Did not know that.
The Constitution only requires 3 things from Congress. 3 things. Let me see if I got them here. I printed it out, but you know that it printed in such a way that it printed many things. That
Life,
obscure
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
No,
Heard that before.
they have to meet once a year. They have to keep a book that records the meeting, and they have to they have to adhere to the 25th Amendment, which means that if something would happen to the president, they have to install the vice president. They have to do 3 things.
That's all they're on the hook for?
Well, you can see
Officially?
you can see what's happened over the years and why it's become the third rail and nothing gets done of any meaning. I would adhere to Buffett's idea. Anytime the deficit is more than 3% of GDP, Amy Klobuchar, for example, you're done. You can't run anymore. Ilhan, you can't run anymore. That's it. Not Amy. Amy's Senate, isn't it? He said Congress. Because Congress has to be responsible for this. And I would also make it a constitutional amendment that by, I don't know, let's pick a date. By September 1st of every year, you have to have a budget. And I would even expand on Buffett. And I would say if you go over the budget, you're ineligible to run again. Why don't we get serious? This is ridiculous.
Is the answer to that question the same to the answer of this is probably why they also wouldn't vote for term limits?
Yes.
Sure. Absolutely. They enjoy they have their own barber. You know, they love the life they have. You know what I mean? They're not husbanding us. They are not taking care of this country. And this is a brilliant idea. Well, you can keep the job, folks. You can run for re-election, but you better not have more than 3%. The deficit better not be 3% higher than the GDP. And if you fail to pass a budget and live up to it, you can't run again. Isn't that common sense? Isn't that the way it would work in a corporation or a company that makes widgets?
That's the way the 80% wants it.
With each passing day when I see what's going on, I'm just shocked at how manipulated we are.
Right.
We're just so manipulated. We're so taken for granted. We just take this BS every single day. It's just nonsense. They're not accomplishing anything.
Wait, I was told they're fighting for us.
Well, that's right out of their campaign playbook. Let me go to Congress. I'll fight for you. Who are you fighting?
Right. Well,
Right now, both parties are just fighting among themselves.
And the ones seeking re-election on the left are fighting against Trump or are campaigning against Trump.
And Trump's answer to that is sick the IRS on all the left and send ICE agents throughout the world. And it's just a bleep show.
Speaking of that, remember the clip I played a couple of days ago about the back taxes owed by federal employees and the amount of people that work for the IRS?
You know, oddly enough, I do.
There was somebody that emailed me and said, please tell me that's actually a clip from the Babylon Bee.
No, it's not.
And I said, nope.
No.
Congress does not impose an obligation to pass a budget. I'm sorry, the Constitution does not pose an obligation to create a budget. And boy, don't they take advantage of that.
We'll see.
Right now, both parties are fighting about the shutdown. It's the Democrats' fault if you're a Republican. It's a Republican's fault if you're the Democrat.
I have a question about that. It's been brought up a couple of times. Johnny, help me. When Speaker Johnson was listing off the things that the Democrats wanted to include into the budget,
Yes, sir.
you know, the trans teaching in Ghana and things like that, that's all in the proposed budget or what they're trying to amend inside the budget?
I think it's already passed, right?
It's already in there.
It's all
Okay.
part of the bill that passed.
Got it.
And the Democrats wanted
Because
whatever.
if that's the case, no. We can't keep spending $24 billion on that
A
crap.
constitutional scholar would have to weigh in, but it's unlikely the founders anticipated shutdowns, which alerts me to this idea. Just imagine the games they've invented to account for their own incompetence. Just imagine the games and the bylaws and the sub-rule 3 ABCs and on and on and on to account for the fact that they don't budget, they're trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, and nothing is accomplished by these people. Nothing.
You mean working harder to get out of work?
Something like that.
All the while fighting for you.
Yeah, they're not fighting for us.
They don't have their dukes up?
So anyway, I had to get that Warren Buffett thing off my chest because I just love the idea. He's looking at it from a guy who's made some money, and he knows how the world works, and he's saying, well, why don't you clowns make a law that says anytime there's a deficit of more than 3% of the GDP, you're done. You can't run for re-election. I think that's perfectly acceptable. Mm-hmm. Who are you going to lose? Are you going to lose somebody you would wish could you excuse so-and-so? They're pretty good. No. If you fail at this, then you can't run again.
So would that also then come down to the blame game?
Schumer would have been gone a long time ago.
Because some are speculating that Schumer's doing this because he doesn't want to face, was it AOC in the primary?
I don't know. I don't even care anymore.
Okay.
That's the sad part.
Well, it's just a constant...
Well, I do care. Otherwise, I wouldn't have looked up Buffett.
But it's just a constant game of CYA. That's all that this has become.
All it is. It's just...
That means cover your...
The same thing happens. The same thing happens locally. I was noting something by John Phelan on the American Experiment website. The endless nonsense that we're subjected to from schools, for example. We need more money. Well, it's a bottomless pit. There'll never be enough money. And then they created this clever, if we were fully funded, they'll never be fully funded. It's a moving target. And today we learned, I was reading this Phelan piece, in 2023, the historic DFL trifecta enacted a K-12 education bill, which included a $2.2 billion hike in spending on schools.
That's increase.
The bill indexed the per-pupil funding formula to the rate of inflation in future years, capped at 3% with a boost of 4% the following fiscal year and 2% the year after that. It included additional money to cover some of the costs of special education. There was money to recruit more teachers of color and hire more school psychologists. It awarded funding for stocking schools, including notoriously boys' bathrooms, with menstrual products free of charge. Now, I say this. If you had money to stock bathrooms with menstrual products, including even for males, then you are fully funded.
Right.
Was that fair?
That's a good indication.
All you euphorians who can't admit to your neighbors that you listen to the show, is that fair? If I'm stocking the bathroom with Tampax, is that how you say it? Tampax,
Yeah,
whatever the hell
I think
it
in that
is.
case it's man packs.
Whatever. You're fully funded. Okay. And more money to supply the opioid antagonist naloxone in schools for use in fentanyl overdoses. And Cheryl Joachim, a DFL representative, said at the time, the entire bill is about investing in our future, in our learners. Oh,
Careful. You're not buying that?
It's our job as legislators to make sure that every one of our public schools are a healthy and safe learning environment for all of our kids. With full control of the state government, the DFL was able to deliver on its 22 campaign promise of fully funding education. What do they want now? They want more money. It's never going to be enough. We are sold this shell game every year. Every year. We're sold it here. We're sold it in Washington. We're sold it at the city level, the county level, the state level, the federal level.
What does fully funded education even mean?
When you have the money to buy menstrual products for the men's room. That's fully funded.
Okay.
Did you read the story about the proposal of combining Robbinsdale and Cooper high schools together?
We've discussed Robbinsdale. They are gaining great notoriety for an absolute failure to budget correctly.
And did you see the overhead associated with both schools?
I didn't.
No wonder you bleepers can't figure this out. You've got superintendents and assistant superintendents and assistants to the assistant superintendents making six figures.
We are being taken for a ride every single day. It's frustrating. It's depressing.
And it's not a what's coming up on the ride either.
Well, I can add to that. But first, I'm going to tell you about EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake / Columbus. Still some water products on there. And if you get water products now, like a jet ski or a wave runner or whatever, they're throwing in a Triton trailer free. That's $1,000 value. And while you're there, please take note. It's the electric bike capital of the world. Great motorcycle brands, scooters, youth recreational equipment. I'm sure the winter equipment is being laid in. It's the most fun store you'll ever enter. It's on Highway 97, immediately west of the interstate up in Forest Lake / Columbus. If you're driving by there right now, go in there. I guarantee you, you'll be shocked. And they're also down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42, but it's EcoFun Motorsports, and they have a wonderful, wonderful website. I've been calling it dangerous, but it's dangerous because it's so wonderful. EcoFunMotorsports.com.
With football season in full swing, Underdog is the best place for you to get in on all the action. It doesn't get any easier than Underdog. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. A few weeks ago, the Dallas-Green Bay game was very good to me. I picked 6 players and stats, got them all right. Instant winner. This time around, I'm sticking with the Packers. I'm looking at Jordan Love to go higher on yards passing. Download the app today, sign up with promo code GARAGE, and score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Are we still on the new stuff? This is fantastic.
It's almost too good to talk to, but I must conduct business because if you're looking for a ray of hope, look no further than Minnesota's Freemasons. For the couple of years now in GL, I've been letting you know all the great things the Minnesota Freemasons are doing. They do great stuff like donating over $6 million annually to cancer research, aging studies, children's communication disorders. There's over 8,000 Freemasons throughout the great state of Minnesota, and they're working together to make the world a better place by focusing on core values. I've talked to you about the Civility Project, values of friendship, personal development, helping those in need. And those Minnesota Masons also give away dozens of scholarships each year to tomorrow's leaders. What does that mean? It means they're putting their money where their mouth is. This year, they'll give out over $900,000 in student scholarships for 2025. And to date, Minnesota Masonic Charities, they've given out $13 million in total scholarships. That's a nice number. This is why we're such a great big fan of Minnesota's Freemasons. They're donating their time and talents for the next generation of business and civic leaders. If you want to learn more about Freemasonry and their scholarship programs, upcoming events, go to mnfreemasons.org. Joe, that's mnfreemasons.org.
Now, the same people, the schools that want more money, we're learning from an Alpha News piece. I'm sure we'll never see this in the Minneapolis or St. Paul newspapers. One might assume that enrolling in a Hmong studies class would entail learning about the Southeast Asian people's culture and history, but in Minneapolis, high schoolers are instead taught lessons demonizing capitalism, a system absent in communist China, where many Hmong live, as a pillar of white supremacy. So the kids are being taught that capitalism is a pillar of white supremacy alongside slavery and genocide, according to course materials obtained by Defending Education. The Hmong Studies course, I don't know, why are you picking on Hmongs? For all the people that come to America, the Hmongs have succeeded and done well and worked hard.
Yes.
And the Hmong Studies course, which requires social justice activism as part of a final project, is just one of the ethnic studies classes offered in Minneapolis public schools that push an anti-racist agenda. Course materials newly uncovered by Defending Education and provided to the Washington Free Beacon show classes that described ethnic studies as an anti-racist tool featuring themes like decolonizing education and readings by anti-racist activist Ibram X. Kendi. And starting with the class of 2025, students are required to take at least one of those ethnic studies courses, which, according to the Minneapolis Public Schools, aims to examine the concept of race as an organizing construct in U.S. society. I guess there's too much money at stake in going forward. Mm-hmm. There's just too much money at stake in hanging on to racism. Defending Education's findings should perhaps come as no surprise, given Minneapolis Public Schools spent over $2 million in 2022 to incorporate ethnic, racial, and cultural diversity into the K-5 math curriculum. Minneapolis's ethnic studies courses, however, could soon have wide statewide influence if other school districts use them as a template. Legislation signed into law by Governor Walz requires every high school in the state to offer at least one ethnic studies course beginning next fall. So you want more money, but at the same time, you would denigrate capitalism, which is the means by which the money is created that you expect to be handed. That doesn't work for me. I would not have that course in school. Remember Walz hired that guy? I tried to find him at McAllister.
Oh, yeah.
The commie that
Yes.
wanted to undo the government.
Yep.
I don't want to read this. It's as depressing as considering deficits and budgets and government shutdowns. It's just ain't nobody happy.
Life should be pretty good.
Ain't nobody happy. Can't anybody here play this game? As Casey Stengel
Thanks, Casey, yeah.
once said of the Mets, can't anybody here play this game? Well, people say to me, well, you just complain. Do you have any solutions? Well, no, Warren Buffett does.
But what I always say to that is, that's not my job.
But there is not one simple solution, though. We are in so far at the deep end of the pool that we have to peel back layers like an onion to fix this. There's not a simple solution. Good food reference, huh?
The mayoral candidates in Minneapolis met yesterday. And they were grilled on their stances on crime and policing. Let's see if any of them gave a straight answer to the question. There's less than 3 weeks left. And we learn, this is a Fox 9 piece. One thing all the candidates mentioned was the need for police officers when it comes to violent crime. But there were different opinions on how to handle nonviolent crimes. We have fewer officers on a per capita basis than any major city in the entire country. That is an issue. So we need to step up. We need to hire more police officers. We're doing that right now. We need to continue that trajectory. That was Jacob Fry's answer. I would find that reasonably straightforward.
Okay.
We need more police. All right. I believe that we need peace officers, not police officers. Peace officers are people who bring peace. Oh, thank you, Kamala Harris. Peace officers are people who bring peace to our community, not chaos. The police are not This is Brenda Short, a candidate for mayor. Brenda, go home. You're useless. She did say, I believe we need more officers on the street and boots on the ground, but where is this other nonsense coming from? Peace officers. That doesn't work, Brenda. Go home. We need all our police, and yes, we need the police that are certainly recommended by the Charter Commission, but we need them to be doing what police do, uniquely what they are qualified to do, so they are not primary calls for mental health challenges. They are not wasting their time on low-level crimes. So this is Dr. Dwayne Davis. He's a candidate for mayor. I disagree with the whole attitude that the police are supposed to ignore low-level crimes. That's what impacts the whole quality of life issue in a city. Who did I say that was? Dwayne Davis?
Dwayne Davis, yep.
We need to make sure that we take a holistic. Okay, I just get rid of anybody that uses the word holistic. I don't even have to read
Right.
beyond that word.
Okay.
You're done. You're done.
Yep.
We need to make sure that we take a holistic approach to public safety so that officers can focus on violent crime, clear the case backlogs, focus on violent crime, drug trafficking, human trafficking, and that we have a more comprehensive system. That's Omar Fateh. Yeah, but you used holistic, Omar. That's among the many reasons
See you.
I would never vote for you. Among the many reasons.
Yeah. Is it in the top 10?
It's in the top 10, yes. Because there's 9 that are more important reasons
Than this one.
why, if I lived in Minneapolis, I'm not voting for this person.
Right.
Whew. There's final one here. First, we have to build trust, both between residents and police officers that are protecting the residents. But it's beyond just police officers. We have to expand what we're doing from the behavioral crisis response team and other resources within that ecosystem. Okay, you're out. You used ecosystem. That's as bad as holistic. This is Jazz Hampton. Now, Jazz Hampton might be a great guy. Dwayne Davis might be a great guy. But all these answers sounded like they were quickly. The tumblers were turning in their brain to say whatever might not anger anybody and get the See, if I was asked about policing, I would say more police. Next question.
We got unrest right now. We need more police.
No, I'm done with that answer. I'm saying more police.
Okay.
We must fulfill the number the charter requires, and we're 300 short. And then I would wait for the next person. Police funding, they were asked about. We'll see how many answers we can come up with for that. Fry says we need more officers, while the other candidates talked about how resources are being allocated. We need more police officers in this city, and we need to be doing the necessary work to recruit those officers right onto the department now. When we don't have enough officers, we rely greatly on overtime expenses, said Fry. Okay, I'll accept his answer. We need more cops. Okay. Let's go. Here comes Omar. Well, we see it as an entirety of the public safety system in which police are a piece of. That includes police. That includes an alternative to police. And so we want to make sure that we're making good on that report from the city last year and making sure we're more strategic on our approach. I defy anyone to tell me what that means.
Gobbledygook.
It's just utter nonsense. Here's Jazz Hampton. Police funding has continued to go up year over year in the last several years, but are we allocating in the right places? Are we finding the folks we're trying to hire? We need more funding for public safety. We need more police officers. We need more behavior crisis response members, said Hampton. Let me stop. Did Brenda? Yeah, Brenda's coming up. Well, I'll get to it when I'm done. Here comes Dwayne Davis. The key for me is all of those operations, that is everyone, violence interrupters, behavior crisis and response, making sure that we are funding them so they all do what they do and not pressing police into some things they shouldn't be doing, said Davis. Well, Dwayne, B as in B, S as in S. You're funding a bunch of people who aren't accountable and write their bills on paper napkins and submit them. Are you kidding me? We don't need... Here. More police... Period. The candidates have become too invested in this peripheral BS. Well, we need guidance counselors and mental health crisis. I don't doubt that you do, but you need more police. Brenda Short. They already got their raise. We just need the right officers who want to protect and have a relationship with our community members. Because if we don't have a bond with our community members and peace officers, we can't have a safe place called Minneapolis. All right. Brenda, go home. I don't know why you're the race. Does anyone ever talk about behavior?
No, and that's the problem.
You know, Melvin Carter, who's had 2 terms as mayor of St. Paul, in the city is not. The city's not in good shape. He wants a 3rd term. You know, one of the things that distinguishes
just like walls.
One of the things that distinguishes Melvin is that he has really expanded the size of city government. It takes up a lot of money, and he's brought on board a number of people who have job titles that cannot be defined for results, cannot be measured for accomplishment. There is one, and as long as you spend all that money, Melvin, I'll give you another idea. As long as you've gone this far, you might as well create another office.
Oh, no. More?
But it could be measured for achievement. Create the Office of Personal Responsibility. Now, I don't know who in the hell you could find to take that seriously and run it, but, you know, what did you hear when Cub Foods closed in the Midway? Well, we can't do business here. We're getting we're undergoing thefts all the time. There's drug use around here.
Employees
There's fights in the
safe.
store.
Yeah.
The employees are. That's a behavior problem among the citizenry. What? There's a $800,000 now at stake in the city of St. Paul to enhance safety measures for the Rondo Library at University and Dale. No. What about the behavior of the young people who come in the library?
That's their library. That's their neighborhood. Why?
Does anyone do do the parents want to wake up to the fact that you too, parents, are taxpayers, and it's costing you more and more every year to accommodate the needs required to handle all the misbehavior? Why don't you straighten out your own kid? I know I've worn this out, but I'm going to go back to it one more time.
The UPS store?
Yep. Carter blew it early in his administration. Much like Obama, early in his administration, could have done great, great things for this country. Instead, he demonized cops and played the race card every chance he got. To me, Obama was a great disappointment when he could have just transformed this country. He was young, he was hip, he
had the attention of people.
He was bright, he had the podium. Oh man, did he blow a chance. Just blew it up. Didn't even. Melvin, you did the same thing. You had a misbehaving teenage girl carrying on at a UPS store on Hamlin and University 5-6 years ago, about this time of year. Yeah. And the police came in and they calmly handled that situation. They didn't rough her up. They didn't do anything. And the first thing you did, Melvin, was demand to see the video of the police behavior or whatever it was. I haven't looked it up for a while. But at no time did it occur to Melvin to take that punk 13-year-old or 14-year-old or whatever she was, take her by the cuff, the scruff of her neck.
No, you can't do
okay, that. Guide her with a...
Maybe the collar.
Put your arm around her and walk her. She lived nearby. Mm-hmm. Go to her parents' house, knock on the door and say, your daughter is an embarrassment to this city, and her behavior is absolutely pathetic. And I want you, parents, to do something about it. The whole city would have worshipped at Melvin's feet. Black people would have, white people, Hmong people, Spanish people, everybody would have said, oh my God, thank you.
This guy gets it.
He gets it. Never happened. Never will. Race is too big of an industry. There's too much money at stake. It's a crying shame. No one mentions behavior. Instead, what do? They want to spend more government behavior on behavioral therapists. A father makes a good behavioral therapist, and a mother makes a good behavioral therapist. Mm-hmm. And we don't have to pay mom and dad.
No. That's a free training program.
I didn't know it was going to be this good today.
Yeah, it's not even Friday.
No. Well, I won't be here tomorrow if there's any static.
I know. I heard that.
See, I got great news from the Center of the American Experiment. The Golden Turkey Awards are here. Minnesota wastes a lot of money. Oh, God help us, don't we know that? And each year, the Center of the American Experiment gives out the Golden Turkey Award for the greatest waste of money. And the nominations are now open. Send your nomination to americanexperiment.org/golden turkey and let them know. You could win. You could win a trophy. Remember the trophy now? There's a trophy that comes in. The Center of the American Experiment will be naming the finalists on November 1st. Voting will take place throughout November on those finalists, and the winner of this is for the 2024. The winner of the 2024 Golden Turkey Award will be, no, I think that should be 2025. I'm sorry. It's the 2025 Golden Turkey Award.
What year is it?
It's a 2002. Go to americanexperiment.org and nominate your choice today for the 2025 Golden Turkey Award. That 2025 Golden Turkey Award winner will be announced right here on Garage Logic, americanexperiment.org.
Football season is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats, whether it's rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week, I'm looking at the Packers game and picking my favorite back, Josh Jacobs, to go higher on rushing yards, and for Micah Parsons to go higher for sacks. It's so easy. Download the app today. Sign up with the promo code GARAGE to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
You know what? What perfect timing this is. Harmony Spirits is here for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Boy.
No matter what kind of mood or staticky environment you are in, they are here to take care of you. And you know what? Now is a great time. It's going to be another absolutely gorgeous fall weekend. So take advantage of it and head on down to that tasting room there in Harmony, Minnesota, and check it out for yourself. The thing is that makes them great is it's handcrafted spirits made right here in the great state of Minnesota. And you know what? You'll never go wrong. It doesn't matter what you're in the market for, whether it's the gin, the rum, the vodka, the bourbon barrel-aged whiskey. It's fine products. And let me see. What did Larry send me today? Wild Oats is on the move again. That's right. Norway is enjoying Wild Oats.
Sow your wild oats with Harmony Spirits.
It's a really great product. That's what makes me love all of you GLers that are taking the Harmony Spirits bottles on the road with you. That's pretty cool. So anyway, you can go down to the tasting room, say hi to Larry and Damon and the entire crew. But what you can really do is go into your local liquor store and ask for the Harmony brand by name. That's how you're going to continue to help out our friends at Harmony Spirits. Joe?
Here's John Heidt.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. A Minneapolis neighborhood is brighter after the city installed new lights as a safety initiative to curb crime. Advocates have been pushing for more brighter lights in Minneapolis near the University of Minnesota's campus for years. The Dinky After Dark initiative was started to reduce crime by adding more lights to the Dinkytown neighborhood. Minneapolis neighborhood has seen carjackings, robberies, and large groups of unruly teens gathering after dark, causing chaos for years now. Ted Tucker is with the East Bank Neighborhood Partnership. He said, we're unhappy about these groups, certainly. We're glad when there's police available to respond to that and serve and protect the residents. The city of Minneapolis teamed up with the East Bank Neighborhoods Partnership to put a light on the problem. The new LED pedestrian lights now link Dinkytown streets, aiming to make crosswalks brighter and neighbors safer. The $500,000 project was funded through the city's budget after U of M students had concerns about the darkness. Star Tribune reporting after a 2-month lull, Minneapolis has seen a significant resurgence of parked vehicles being targeted for smash and grab break-ins.
Behavior.
They need lights.
From last
we need better
Thursday,
lighting there so they can see into the cars whether it's worth it to break it or not.
From last Thursday through Monday, police received reports of 124 instances of vandalism with windows shattered and wallets and other valuables at times stolen, according to police. The latest wave occurred throughout the city. Police say the highest concentrations near East 35th Street and 24th Avenue South, West 25th Street and Girard Avenue South, the 900 block of 27th Avenue South, and 31st Avenue South and East Franklin Avenue. 9 vehicles also reported damaged Friday on the north side. Another 3 vehicles were damaged outside the University of Minnesota's family housing complex on 27th Avenue Southeast. It peaked on Monday with 70 vehicles damaged, according to police. Police said no arrests have been made in connection with the latest burst of vehicle vandalism and thefts. Back on August 19th, 3 vehicle vandalism suspects, boys ages 15, 16, and 17, who had been thought to be responsible for many break-ins at that time, were arrested in North Minneapolis, have since been charged with motor vehicle tampering and fleeing on foot.
The 15-year-old should have been doing his homework.
A man has been charged with that. Well, it was August, so
he should have been preparing to do his homework.
There you go. A man has been charged with hitting a child with his car and then driving off. Ira Broadway faces 2 counts of criminal vehicular operation. Minneapolis police responded to the intersection of West Broadway and Bryant Avenue North on October 7th on the report of a driver hitting a 9-year-old girl and then leaving the scene. The girl and several witnesses told police she had been crossing Bryant Avenue North when she was run over by a dark green GMC Yukon. Witnesses added that the driver briefly stopped after hitting the girl but then drove away. The girl was taken to the hospital with a broken pelvis. Investigators identified the Yukon as belonging to Broadway. Ramsey County deputies found the Yukon Friday, tried to pull Broadway over, but he drove off. They were eventually able to stop him. In an interview with police, Broadway admitted to hitting the girl. He added that he had used fentanyl prior to driving and didn't see the girl before hitting her. When he looked in his rearview mirror, he saw someone on the ground, but left the scene, he said, because he was scared.
Will Mary let him go?
Mayo Clinic will go out of network next year for most Medicare Advantage plans from two of the nation's largest health insurers. Those changes, which United Healthcare and Humana confirmed over the past week, mean tens of thousands of beneficiaries in the state will need different insurance coverage if they want to retain access to the medical center in Rochester. Neither Mayo nor the insurance companies offered explanations for the change. Officials with the healthcare provider noted Mayo is already out of network nationally with most Advantage plans, which are a privatized form of Medicare coverage. And the federal government shutdown could impact food benefits like SNAP for about 440,000 Minnesotans next month if the impasse continues. That, according to the Minnesota Department of Children, Youth, and Families. They sent a letter on Tuesday to every county and tribal nation government in the state to let them know that future funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and Minnesota Family Investment Program could be in jeopardy if the shutdown continues. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll get to some national and international news.
This guy wears many hats, just not indoors. Joe Souchere.
Bon Jovi bringing us back. I love that song, Wanted Dead or Alive. That's a great tune.
That's not what this is.
I know it's not.
Not only that, so's Dylan Hated, so I think you got the wrong.
Got it. Let's talk about North American Bank Company.
You have to do that when we have enough technical problems.
Yeah, right. All right. I thought something was wrong. Sorry, I fell for it right away.
Me too.
Yep. So, damn it, you just got it back on track.
Now the microphones don't even work.
They are here for you, whether you're looking at personal banking or if you're a business owner, locally owned and operated with that personalized service. That's what you're going to find with North American Banking Company. And you know what? They stayed true to that and have been at it since 1998 when they wanted to create a better banking experience for their customers where you know your banker and they know you. And you do get that feeling of personalized banking anytime that you walk into any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. My 2 locations are 50th in France and also Roseville. In fact, I'm probably due for a visit here in the coming days. But you know what? Check them out online for yourself. It's nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company member FDIC is an equal housing lender. Johnny?
Thank you, Chris. This story just breaking. President Trump said in a post to Truth Social that he and Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet in Budapest, Hungary, for a second round of in-person talks on ending the war in Ukraine. The president did not say when that meeting would take place, noting only that it would happen after talks between top U.S. and Russian advisors. All of this comes after a phone call this morning, apparently President Trump speaking to Vladimir Putin on the phone this morning.
I have a dumb question.
Yes, sir.
Because of obviously the high level of security that's going to be involved, would you announce something like that ahead of time?
Trump would.
Yeah,
okay.
I think,
Sure you would.
I think it would be seen as a victory.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
If he could,
He's on a roll right now. He's solved.
Well, hey, you know what? In all seriousness, though, if he does end it, that's pretty impressive in 1 year.
He ends what?
The Russia-Ukraine war?
Thing.
Well, let's hope he does.
Okay.
That's my hope anyway. I'm out. I'm on record.
You know
right?
what mode he's in? He's in Rookie of Wednesday Afternoon MEA.
Yep.
He has trekked out.
No. I can't afford to.
You're right.
The Supreme Court's conservative majority yesterday appeared poised to weaken the 1965 Voting Rights Act provision used to require states to consider racial makeup when drawing voting districts. The court weighing a challenge to a 2024 Louisiana congressional map that increased majority black districts from 1 to 2 out of 6. The change followed a lawsuit alleging the earlier map violated Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act by limiting the voting power of black constituents, who make up about 1/3 of the state's population. In the case now before the court, a group of self-described non-African American voters contend the redistricting was based too heavily on race. The justices heard arguments last term but issued a rare order for re-argument to specifically examine whether the second majority black district violates the 14th and 15th Amendments. Both were enacted after the Civil War to ensure equal legal protections and voting rights regardless of race. Hamas said Wednesday it has handed over all the Israeli hostage remains in Gaza that it's been able to recover, and that extensive efforts and special equipment will be required to find the remaining bodies. The Red Cross said it received 2 more coffins containing the remains of deceased hostages, which are being transferred to Israeli authorities, according to the Israeli Defense Forces and Israeli Security Agency. The IDF said late Wednesday night local time the coffins had entered Israel and are being taken to the National Center for Forensic Medicine for identification. The return of the hostages is a cornerstone of the Gaza peace plan, which called for Hamas to hand over all remaining hostages, 20 living and 28 dead, by this past Monday. Since the plan took effect last week, Hamas has been accused of delaying handing over the remains. While Hamas returned the 20 living hostages, the remains of only 4 deceased Israeli captives were handed over. Hamas transferred an additional 4 bodies on Tuesday. The IDF said one of them wasn't a hostage. That means the remains of at least 19 hostages are still unaccounted for. Who's to blame for the government shutdown? Well,
everybody.
Yeah,
well, and this new poll, not surprisingly, it splits it right down the middle. So, half.
The country's
roughly
still divided.
Blame the Democrats. Half basically being Republicans.
Yeah.
It's an AP NORC poll.
Let's go around the room. Who do you guys blame?
Anybody with
I blame
don't
half.
Have an opinion. I don't have an opinion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. At least 3/4 of Americans believe both sides deserve at least a moderate share of the blame, underscoring that no one is really being successful in trying to evading responsibility for.
They're all good at that, aren't they, John?
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. Following a report this week that several leaders of the Young Republican organization shared messages in a group chat using racial and sexual orientation slurs, praising Hitler, and making jokes about slavery and rape, some GOP leaders are sounding the alarm and calling for their fellow party members to resign. Republican Governor Phil Scott of Vermont called out state senator and the head of Vermont's Young Republican chapter, Sam Douglas, saying he should resign, in his words, immediately and leave the party over his alleged involvement in the group chat on the Telegram messaging platform. This was all first reported by Political. According to the senator, the hateful statements made in this group chat are disgusting and unacceptable. The vile, racist, bigoted, and anti-Semitic dialogue that's been reported is deeply disturbing. Those involved should resign immediately from the party.
Who's the senator, John, of Vermont?
His name is Phil Scott.
Well, he should be gone immediately.
No, he's the guy calling for
who was the bad guy, the bad senator?
There was no bad senator.
Never mind then, John. I think the senator is fine. Never mind.
These are all leaders of Young Republican Party.
Oh, they want the kids to go.
U.S.
Yeah.
Yes.
There really ain't no funny Hitler or rape jokes, are there?
Most of them are about 40. I don't know the truth.
Well, get rid of them.
Yeah. Wasn't also, John, one of them, and I don't know if this is connected to this particular story, but one of them was that Jay Jones. Wasn't he running for Attorney General in Virginia?
No, that's a different story.
Is a Democrat.
It's a different story, Chris.
That's what I'm saying.
Chris, we got it.
But it's tied to the.
We got it.
It's not tied at all
to the conversation, not to the story. But
no, it's a different deal. It's a different.
Are you trying to bunt?
Oh my God.
Here's how it's tied to it. And
I'm going to walk.
Here's how it's tied, and you can make up your own mind about this. Instead of saying it was bad, J.D. Vance brought up Jay Jones. That's how it's tied to it.
There was something going on in your mind then.
Yes.
The thread found over 250 racial and sexual orientation.
Well, get rid of all these creeps.
Used by the group. Meanwhile, a Republican congressman from Ohio said on Wednesday his office and the U.S. Capitol Police are investigating after an American flag had been altered to depict a swastika was found hanging in his Capitol Hill office.
This is we're in Bleep Show Central here.
A photo of the flag shows that some of its red and white stripes right in the middle of the flag, if you haven't seen the picture, had been rearranged into the shape of a swastika. Politico reported the image was taken during a virtual meeting that included one of Congressman Dave Taylor's staff members. Congressman Taylor said, "I'm aware of an image that appears to depict a vile and deeply inappropriate symbol near an employee in my office. The content of that image does not reflect the values or standards of this office, my staff, and I condemn it in the strongest terms."
Want to talk to Patrick today? Because,
boy, do I ever.
Because we're not going to be here tomorrow. There's too much static. Oh,
Too much.
But you know what you could do?
But first,
Bunga
bunga.
You need a new garage door? Call Precision Door. They have models for every budget. Just think what a new door would do. Increase the value of your home, save energy, provide better security. And right now, GLers, you get $100 off a single door and $200 off a double door. They send out a designer. That consultation is free of charge. You can really end up with a nice operation. All of it done before the cold weather sets in. If you're satisfied with your current door, but she's acting up, maybe she's making a little racket, Precision Door will provide you the Noisy Door Tune-Up Special.
Love that name.
That's $149, and that's a $300 value. The special includes a 25-point safety inspection. Book online at precisiondoormn.com or call 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate with Precision Door, or book a Noisy Door Tune-Up Special from Precision Door.
Thanks, John.
Hey, Pat.
Yes, Joe.
Game 1, Milwaukee's facing the Dodgers.
Yes.
9th inning.
Yes.
Bases were loaded.
Down one.
Down 1 run. And that guy refused to take a little ball off his knee or his thigh.
Terang. They tried to hit him with a pitch, and he avoided it desperately, not knowing what the result might be. I have very little hope for our Brewers, but that was bad. That was bad. I think you gotta. I think you always have to have that thought. What does this pitch mean here?
I screamed, Pat, when that happened. You've got to bleeping wear that.
Yes, I agree with you. Hey, Johnny Heidt, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you think they slipped in a supply of 2019 baseballs in Seattle yesterday? What was the stat that they, the last 6 games there in the playoffs had been a total of 7 home runs, and there were 7 last night or something.
It was flying, man. The ball was flying. It was
unbelievable, Joe. You didn't get to see it, huh?
I saw some of it, yeah.
No. I mean, Joe, did you get to see some of it? The ball was flying out of there unbelievable. Yeah. And, they get down 2-0, and you're thinking, this isn't good, and all of a sudden it's just a romp.
They had the roof open, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to see a couple shots of hitting coach David Popkins, the hero of the Blue Jays, fired last year by the Minnesota Twins. So,
that was the problem.
Pat, are they really going to interview Nick Punto, did I read, for the manager job?
I thought I saw that, but I don't think that's... I'm betting on James Reusse. That's who I'm betting on, the Yankee hitting coach who was here a few years ago, but maybe not. The other guy, Shelton, they liked him a lot when he was Rocco's right-hand man, but then he went to Pittsburgh and got fired because he couldn't win any games. So I don't know what they'll do, but I'm kind of betting on Reusse.
What Japanese pitcher had the complete game?
Oh, Yamamoto.
It's only been 8 years between complete games in the playoffs.
You were going to bring that.
It's only been 8 years.
8 years. And by the way, Joe, they signed this guy. They gave it. What did they give him, John? Over $300 million, right?
25.
12 years, right?
Yep.
Yeah, $330 million or something. But his first game out, Joe, he gave up like 8 runs and got 2 outs or something. And then the next game he wasn't any good. And everybody said, "Boy, they blundered on this one." And ever since then, he's probably been the best pitcher in baseball. So
It's neat to see a complete game, though, for a change.
Well, how many did he end up with? Did he get to 100 pitches? I don't know.
I don't know either.
No, I don't think he did, to be honest. Because I was watching that. And I thought, he's not even going to get to 100 in this game.
You know what they used to say? He was mowing them down.
Yeah. The best is when you...
What?
Oh, go ahead, Pat.
You know what makes Dave Roberts unique among managers? He sits there.
Yeah, he sits.
He still sits on the bench like managers used to do. You know.
Well, the guy for the Cubs in Tampa would sit. Who am I thinking of?
Cubs.
When he was the Cubs manager when they won the series.
Joe Madden.
Joe Madden would sit.
Joe Madden, yeah, he'd sit some once in a while, but
and
they
he'd drink tea.
They'd they usually hang over the railing or something, but Roberts just kind of sits there. And I heard from a guy who's got some money and he owns he's local. He owns a small piece of the Padres,
Mm-hmm.
and he is rooting for the Dodgers to win this one and next year. And says because that will make them do something about the payroll discrepancy, even if it means shutting down baseball.
They're going to have to, Pat. This can't continue.
No, if you count the luxury tax that the Dodgers are paying, it's $509 million, and the Brewers' payroll is $112.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not sustainable. Back in the day, when the Twins were winning World Series, they had a payroll that within $20 million of the high. The Yankees were the big spenders, but they were $15 million more than other people, not $400 million more. So.
Say, you had a lovely piece on Greg Wong, who, unlike some Pioneer Press people, didn't jump to the Star Tribune.
Wow.
He stayed there.
He jumped to the Edina Country Club.
Yeah. Now, Wonger's, he's ill, huh? It's pretty bad.
Yeah, he's got the bad Alzheimer's, and it's not a secret, and it's shocking because last September, he was still coming to the ballpark, driving to the ballpark. You'd see him, you'd talk to him. I talked to him maybe the last time I talked to him. He might have repeated a couple of questions to me, but it was, he was longer, still agitating. And it hit, and it's incredible how fast it hit and what the situation is. And it's just... everyone who goes sees him now is just saddened, but he was a hell of a character.
Well, it's nice for the guy to get that piece while he's still with us. That's what I think. It's beautiful.
He was an all-timer, man.
Mm-hmm.
He would host back in his bachelor days a poker party. Like he'd get everybody over. He and his roommate was Krebs, and they called him Maynard. I don't know what his name was, but it was Maynard. They called him Maynard. But they kind of had this bachelor pad, and Wongy would host the poker game, food, and the whole thing. And then there were movies in the other room, Joe. We will not say what the material was in the movies. But there were, if you
Sound
wanted
of music?
to take a little. If you wanted to take a little break, you could go watch a few. And really, you didn't have to follow the plot. They were movies that
it was easy to figure out.
Yeah, you didn't really. It was easy to follow the plot and not a lot of twists in the plot.
It had to do with maybe some random pizza deliveries or things like that.
Yes, right. Yes.
I didn't order sausage.
Yeah, right. Yes, that was so. That was Wonky would do that, and I remember one that I was getting ready to leave, and Wonky said, Patrick, no, I got a nice pillow on the couch here. You can lay down because if you drive home, he was over by Lake of the Isles, and he says you're going to end up at Lake of the Isles if you do this. So I stayed there that evening, and
Well, that was very wise.
Yes, it was.
Very wise.
But he's always been a great character. And the funny thing about him, he played golf with him a lot. And I played golf with him. And when you were in the cart with him, he was very supportive. And you hit something crooked or short or something, and he was very. But when he got on the green with all four guys, it was nothing but abuse. Yeah. So it was, when he had an audience, it was nothing but abuse. But it's a sad deal. I mean, the guy was, he was a sports writer who did good for others. I don't quite get it. He started this he helped start this urban tennis association in St. Paul. They now got like 2,700 kids who play tennis in the summer, and he was on the ground floor. They said even when he was the chairman for a while, and then when he stopped being the chairman, he'd come over to meetings and bring all kinds of donated stuff, but then he'd bring lunch too and stuff like that. He was just a great guy and knows everybody, as I wrote in there in Minneapolis. I got one of the responses I got was he said, Greg and I graduated. I graduated from Central, and he graduated from Washburn, and he knew more people in the Washburn class than I knew when I was going to Washburn. He knew everybody in town, and it's.
Are you going to get to any games today? High school games?
No, I don't think I will. I'm gonna pass on that. I do believe.
I was at one last night. Pat, do you know who's a powerhouse in 3A? Annandale.
Annandale.
They are a machine. Because I was at the Jordan game last night, and Jordan's got a decent club. Annandale's a powerhouse, man.
Wow. Well, Joe, I have. I was having my knee problems.
Yes.
I'm getting a new one in December.
No, I know. I know.
The right one, yeah. I'm getting a new one.
I know. You told us that.
Where do you shop for knees?
You go to the knee store.
You go to the
Paul's Prosthesis Palace.
Did I throw in the accolade for this appointment I had at the orthopede?
No.
9:15 appointment. They tell you to come in at 9:15. 2 minutes later, there's somebody in there taking your information. 3 minutes later, there's somebody standing there giving you X-rays. In and out in a half hour. You're getting a new.
Wow,
that's fantastic.
What's going on? A doctor's office that's on time. I don't believe it.
It's wonderful.
What's the world come to?
Incredible.
Hey, I'll see you for Monday Night Sports Talk.
All right, and I'm sure you're wishing me a happy 80th birthday.
That's right, tomorrow.
Happy birthday to every boy and girl.
Yes.
I hope this very special day brings you lots of joy.
My old friend Daniel Weikerding called me this morning, and Daniel and I go way back to when we got thrown out of Altar Boys together in Fulda, Minnesota, so it's very emotional.
That's situation. Wonderful. Yeah.
Reusse, I think what we're going to do is Jay Coles and I are going to get together and buy you a cake just like the one you got him years ago.
Yeah, that would be good.
All right, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
See you later.
What is a phallic type of cake?
No, Jay isn't going to mind me sharing this. It was a welcome back out of jail cake. Oh. And I can say that because they shared this yesterday on the Krabby Coffee Shop show. And Jay had a good laugh with it.
Only because they come to us all the way from Barcelona, Spain, and the traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
Joe, today is October 16th.
In 1898, future Supreme Court Justice William O. Douglas was born in Maine, Minnesota. Briefly a resident of the state, Douglas moved further west while he was an infant as his family sought a climate more accommodating to his nearly crippling polio. On this day,
Joe, today is October 16.
On this day in 1921, the Marx Brothers played the Hennepin Orpheum Theater in Minneapolis, and the next day went on a leaf-peeping tour with the Methodist Church in town. Yeah,
I have to share this with you. There is a Fox 9 meteorologist, and his name is Jared Piepenberg.
Oh, boy.
And he does a segment
called Leaf Piepenberg?
Called Leaf Peeping with Piepenberg.
Oh, that's very cute. On this day,
October 16th.
In 1924, Minnesota's first pheasant season began in Hennepin and Harford counties. The ringneck pheasant had been introduced to the state from China in 1905, and it eventually became Minnesota's most important upland game bird. And on this day,
October 16th,
got it.
In 1930, a bookstore owned by the Communist Party and located on 3rd Avenue in South Minneapolis was bombed. A mob then looted the store, burning its books in a bonfire on the street.
Jeez.
All right. On this day,
October 16th,
in 1987, the state celebrated Henry H. Wade Day in honor of the inventor of enriched taconite, a product that has kept the Iron Range and its ports operating for years. And finally, on this day,
on October 16th,
in 1989, David Brahm was sentenced to 52 years in prison for murdering his Olmsted County family with an axe. Judge Ancy Morse ordered the 18-year-old Brahm to serve 3 consecutive life sentences to ensure that he was never released. Wait a minute. He was sentenced to 52 years in prison, but then the judge said, no, 3 life terms, I guess. All right. On this day in sports disappointment history.
Who do we lose to, Joe?
On this day in 1972, the North Stars were in an infamous bar fight at the Mousetrap in Atlanta, Georgia. And on this day,
on October 16th,
in 2018, Kevin Garnett said Glenn Taylor doesn't know bleep about basketball on national television.
And he is still.
And he wonders
protesting.
Why he wasn't made part of the front office.
Well, no, they have tried to retire his number. He said, not until Taylor's gone. That's how much he does not like Glenn Taylor.
In 2023, Brahm's minimum term was reduced to make him immediately eligible for parole under a new state law restricting life terms.
Well, he shouldn't
for
be.
juveniles. He was out. He was granted parole in 2025, freed under a work release program. So he's gone. He's released. That's terrible. He killed his parents and his sister or something like that.
Do you know that I have the
Oh, that doesn't get something.
I have the GLer of the week, the Masters Maple.
No. Remember, there's a thing written right there. See.
What's it say? It says...
in pen. See, that's what it says in
do
pen.
Do not mention
Oh, my God.
Oh. Well, Nancy Chalstrom, you won something. I don't know what.
But you'll be contacted by our promotions team.
Wonderful. And she's from Ogilvie, Minnesota.
You ever been?
I don't know. Nancy Chalstrom. Thank you very much.
You are
GLer of the week, Nancy Chalstrom from Ogilvie.
And if you'd like to become the GLer of the week, all you have to do is upgrade to the annual town council membership. Just like Burgundy, he'll read anything you put in front of him. Upgrade to that annual town council membership, and you can do so by going to garagelogic.com.
Thank you.
GLers.
This says, do not mention a 5 p.m. skull. A 5 p.m. skull.
Speaking of that, you should subscribe to the Garage Logic YouTube channel. On that YouTube channel, you can watch the show static-free each and every single day, starting right around noon. You can also see full segments, video shorts. There's behind-the-scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube, and you can search for us on all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or X, as Johnny Heidt likes to call it. And also, you can sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com. It is time once again to check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic, and now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh, and he is there for you for that free, yes, I use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice. And he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, Josh, a lot to get to today. Volatility is up. Concerns about the Fed and tariffs are still above that of the government shutdown. Apple continues to expand in sports. And did I read this right? Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is claiming $1.4 million in winnings from a trip to Las Vegas?
Breaking news this morning. Breaking news on CNBC. It was reported that Governor Pritzker and his wife reported $10.7 million in income and $1.6 million in gambling winnings from a trip to Las Vegas to play blackjack. How do you like that? I kind of chuckle and say, oh, it pays to be king of Illinois, right? It pays to be king. Yes, the Pritzkers do come from some money, and nobody denies that. Nobody denies their income, but boy, that's an awful lot of income, for a governor to report. And when the report came out, of course, the governor said, well, I am going to donate then my gambling winnings from playing blackjack. I kind of laughed because Illinois has been going after the online sports betting companies, FanDuel, which is part of Flutter, an English company, and Favorite DraftKings, and others to generate some more income taxes from them to help pay Illinois' enormous debt. I think that Governor Pritzker has gotten called out by several groups on his gambling winnings because he is supposedly eyeing a run for president in 2028. So I do have to chuckle at that and just say it pays to be a king. I don't know how many other times the governor has won that much money playing blackjack in Las Vegas, but I guess the cards fell in his favor, as they say. Meantime, volatility in the stock market measured by the VIX, which tracks options volatility, has moved up significantly over the course of the last week from 14 to almost 2021. Volatility definitely has increased on concerns about the Fed and the direction of interest rates. Several Fed members seem to want to cut rates another quarter of a point when they meet in a few weeks, and maybe another quarter of a point in their last meeting for the year in December, data dependent. Concerns by the Fed are still that inflation is sticky. Of course, inflation is sticky. As we've talked, a good 40+% of prices tied to insurance and housing, continue to go up. They're not coming down. What has been coming down are commodity prices led by oil, which is now trading under $60 a barrel. That trade of oil under $60 a barrel does not bode well for oil company investment. It does, however, bode well for users of oil products, because those products, tend to fluctuate with the price of oil, and it could bode well for home energy prices later this year. At least those energy prices could remain fairly stable. But the stock market volatility is definitely attuned to what the Fed is doing and, we'll say, Trump's musing on tariffs. Last week we saw the market sell off on Friday when Trump tweeted about increasing tariffs on China to 100% as of November 1st. Over the weekend, he kind of backed off on the rhetoric, saying nobody wants a depression, neither he nor Chinese President Xi. They're supposed to meet in a couple weeks, but the tariffs are still slated to go in effect on November 1st. It's is also on a Saturday. So Friday night, the 31st, is Halloween, and we could get a big surprise the next day unless the two governments agree on some type of trade, primarily relating to rare earths, which really aren't so rare. Stock prices on U.S. rare earths firms have also been extremely volatile. These companies are on the speculative side. So if you do look at them, whether it's U.S. rare earths or MT Minerals or others, don't bet the farm, so to speak. Keep those investments small and know that they are highly volatile. Back to sports, favorite Apple continues to make strides in the sports world and wants to advance more into that space. They have done some things with soccer. They have got Friday Night Baseball and deals with Major League Soccer, which should be pretty big, at least into next year with the World Cup coming, and in F1 racing. Their ticket, or their ticket to sports is to make the viewing a lot different than it currently is, and I would not put it past Apple to do that. Another dimension for Apple and Apple TV could be a very interesting development.
Excellent advice, as always, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608, where you always get straight talk and never, ever sugar-coated advice. Josh, once again, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Look forward to it.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.